Hey there guys, my name's Danny and welcome to my next episode of Disability Dude practically becoming homeless and having everything in his life stolen from him. If you haven't watched any of my previous episodes, don't bother watching this one, or you'll have no way of understanding what this crazy guy is carrying on about. It'll just sound like I'm a nutcase talking to myself. But if you've watched 2, 3 or 4 of my previous episodes, like I think a lot of people have now, I'm starting to get subscribers quite quickly, a number every day, and some of them are posting comments to help me. And thank you guys, thank you for your comments. I read each and every one of them and reply to them if I can. I'm just doing spontaneous daily vlog videos about how difficult my life is when my wife took away from me absolutely everything, quite literally 100% of my life. I spent 8 years with my wife, and we had our first child. She was heavily religious Christian, and I respect the religion of Christianity. I quite like things like the rules of how you live your life and equal respect and treatment of other people. And I enjoyed explaining to my young son about how if you give to other people, it makes yourself feel more proud of yourself and more powerful as a leader and confident. And it's not bad to be a leader if you are giving to other people. And just keeping everything for yourself, like keeping all the 20 Matchbox cars as a theoretical example, and not letting the little boy below you play with any of them, only makes yourself upset, and it's very mean towards the other person. But if you were to share, as a quick instant example, teach my son those 20 Matchbox cars, if you let the other boy play with all of them just like you can have lots of fun playing games together. And if the boy doesn't have any and you give him 1 or 2, you will feel very strong and proud of yourself that you are sharing. And I explained that to my son. And my son is an incredibly intelligent, well-behaved boy, much better than I ever imagined was possible. And he does stuff like that, and he listens to me, and he's a very powerful little boy. He's going to be amazing one day. And I don't say that theoretically, I say that as in I'm actually shocked how tall and intelligent and big and strong and how confident my son is. He's much more than I ever needed. By a long shot, he's amazing. And I'm not saying that with blind parent eyes. I'm saying that with a shock and truth. Like, how are you so well behaved? So anyways, I greatly apologize if I'm rambling a bit, but as I was going to say, anyone that's watched a few of my videos now will understand my situation a bit more, and you'll know exactly why I'm talking like this. Every day I'm in so much pain and anxiety missing my son that I just make these vlog videos as a way of releasing my stress and anxiety, and hoping that some people out there have some tips or give me comments to make me feel better about myself, to help myself. And I have had my guesses come correct, even better than I thought. I've had about twice as much positivity as what I was expecting from other members of the public. I did get 1 or 2 stereotypical, chauvinistic, disgusting young men in Australia around the age of, 23, 25, who just post their in one ear and out the other quick comments with no line of thought or respect for others put into it. But they're quickly not replied to by other people, and they're not backed up with matching bullying comments, which makes me feel good about myself that it is just a one-of-a-kind asshole. And I was even more shocked with positivity that there's a lot of comments of people giving me tips and helping hand advice. Thank you guys, thank you ladies. YouTube videos and comments are usually controlled about 90% by men, and the women are not as interested in watching the videos and not as interested in commenting. But I'm very surprised that about 60% of my viewers and the people commenting are men, and about 40% in commenting are women, which is much more higher than average for commenting. It's usually only below 10% women commenting on YouTube videos. Anyways, so the reason why I'm here rambling in front of the McDonald's drive-thru, you'll have no idea of understanding if you don't watch my videos. If you've watched a few, you'll understand why I'm here. normal people, when they have depression and anxiety, things like separation and long-term, now 2 years, that my wife has made up illegal false claims about me to keep my son away from myself. People stereotypically in this situation, the men that are getting abused today, not the women anymore, it's now the men. We'll get into that in a sec. It's not a bird brain comment, there's a lot of meaning behind that, it's true. Forgot what I was saying. I have severe short-term memory disability. That's part of what my wife is using to abuse my minimum legal rights and break the law and get away with it. So yeah, I can remember what I was saying. I haven't seen my son in over 2 years now. My son JJ has just had his birthday yesterday on the 30th. Today is the 1st. In my vlog videos I did of today, a little earlier today, I showed you that I was trying to remain productive as much as possible. And instead of doing what other people with intellectual disability and severe depression and anxiety get into, of going to meet your friends and get involved in drugs and alcohol and taking tablets to make yourself fall asleep, and drinking and smoking to deal with stress. I'm not doing any of that. I'm still going to keep strength within myself. I went to the church Sunday just gone. My wife is heavily religious Christian, but I'm not. But I still did a painting of the Last Supper that was 2 square meters worth of painting. It's a magnificent painting and the church accepted it. It's a very interesting video. If you want to watch it, go back and look at my previous videos about the church painting. That's about vlog number 12, somewhere around there. Anyways, before my phone dies and goes flat, I'll just let you know the reason why I'm here at this McDonald's drive-thru is because this is kind of like my version of smoking or doing drugs and alcohol to minimize extreme anxiety and depression. I just come here nearly every night when I can't sleep, missing my son in extreme anxiety. I just buy 2 50-cent ice cream cones for $1. And yeah, it helps a little bit. And I've had my 2 ice cream cones for tonight. I'll go back home and go to sleep. Some of you will be laughing at that. Some of you will feel sorry for me and understand in great pain what I'm feeling. My wife has abused my intellectual disability, taking advantage of me, and she's abused the system that the Australian government has come up with over the last 6 years of giving women tremendously more rights than of the past, just beforehand, with the suggestion of child abuse, their personal abuse, not being a good enough parent, who should have the house, being sexist, all these sort of things. Women are now grossly in control of men, in my opinion, in Australia. I even saw Pauline Hanson in one of her talks recently by Shock, talking about how women are grossly abusing men these days with too much automatic rights, and men automatically losing too much of their rights. The video that I saw on a Facebook post of Pauline Hanson giving the example of how women are beating up and destroying men these days legally, it was so close on the soul of my son's heart, on his heart of my son that I love so much. What Pauline Hanson said about the women abusing men with domestic violence and false claims was so shockingly exactly to the decimal place what I was thinking for the last 2 years, in pain, feeling like the victim myself. I was so shocked at what she was saying was so matching to myself. I was thinking, is this AI? Is this my Facebook mobile phone just learning my personality? And when you go on YouTube and stuff and Facebook, and your mobile phone can understand exactly who you are and know how to designate the right type of advertisements towards you, I thought, is that what this Pauline Hanson thing is? Is it fake? Did she even say this stuff? Because all the things that Pauline Hanson is talking about in this Facebook post about exact specific ways in which women abuse men, that's exactly what I'm going through. And I thought, wow, is this AI or is it real? So Pauline Hanson, you know, you've been rambunctious up and down like a roller coaster the last 30 years of my life. But if that Facebook post wasn't fake, reading my mind, and that was real, then I'm voting for you for One Nation from now on. Because your political talk that I saw about protecting men against the bullshit claims of women with automatic domestic violence and ways of having full custody of your children, and the father suggestively getting nothing, and even the man that's been paying off the house working for several years losing his rights to stay home, and he has to go move into mum's house because of claims of domestic violence and abuse and so on, and drugs and alcohol, and the woman just gets 100% of everything. I always thought it was a load of crap and it's not true, and that it never happens, and they're just bad people that need to shut up and stop complaining. But no, it is real, and it's happened to me, and it's killing me. So happy birthday, my son. You turned 4 yesterday. I love you, JJ. I don't know if it's ever appropriate to show you these videos one day. I don't know if the public will be able to help me or not, but I'm making these videos with the idea that if I survive and if I keep going, that one day I can show these videos to my son when appropriate. And if my son is kept away from me for a very long time, which I don't know, maybe I'll see him soon, maybe I won't see him until he's 15 and has the legal rights to choose to see me himself, I don't know. But if that worst case scenario happens, then I can show him these videos, my son, when he is 15 or 16. And I'll say, JJ, look, your daddy was crazy. He loved you so much every single hour of every single day. And look at all these videos of every single night he couldn't get to sleep because he loved you too much. Your dad, if there was anything wrong with your father, Danny, it was he loved you way too much to be able to go to sleep when he couldn't love you and be with you because of what mum did. It needs to change. If I could get my son back, I swear on his life, I'd devote the next 10 years of my life to appearing in talks and political things to talk about how this power, automatic domestic violence, power of women over men needs to go back to somewhat the way it was. And this automatically protecting women with the suggestion that they could be murdered. So you just believe all of their claims without any paperwork or court process any longer, with the suggestion that that level is needed to stop men murdering their wives and partners, I think is a complete load of bullshit. I think women are becoming psychotic with the amount of power that they have at their fingertips these days. My wife was an innocent Christian angel girl, but when she lost control of herself and she thought that I was an abuser because I just wouldn't agree with everything she wants, she jumped on top of me big time. She took advantage of my intellectual disability. I'm on NDIS because I have very severe short-term memory disability. Due to that, I can't do paperwork. So my wife filed endless false claims about myself, and as you can probably guess, I wasn't able to understand how to reply to the claims. So I quickly got falsely incriminated and charged with things, then released, then charged, then released, then charged. And eventually a judge said to my wife, we'll leave him alone now because you've already messed him up pretty good, and we have worked out he has a severe intellectual disability. He doesn't have the ability to remember all these claims, to go through them and to defend himself. Therefore, he can't be charged with these forms of claims. So I'll try and head home now. This video is only going to be understandable to some of my subscribers who have watched some of the videos, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. There's a tremendous amount of background information that's needed to understand what I'm talking about. So apologies to any random web browser that just sees this crazy guy talking to himself in a dark car. But I just want to, as I already said probably, but I can't remember because of my short-term memory, I'm just doing these videos to prove myself every single day that I'm working incredibly hard. I never stop doing things every single day to try and do my paperwork to get my son back. I never stop doing things every single day to prove that I'm intelligent and that I work hard and that I want to earn my way. And I never stop doing things for other people to prove that I'm a good-hearted person that gives much more than I receive or have. I went to the community services today, to community centre, to do woodwork. I was nearly so depressed from my son's birthday, missing out on his 4th birthday. that I nearly didn't go, but I decided I had to be logical and remain productive doing something. Otherwise I'd just be depressed, curled up in bed in a freezing house. And I was correct. Going to do the woodwork, as you can see in my previous 2 videos. If you want to click on it from this video, whatever number this is, go back 2 numbers and you'll see me today going to do the woodwork and socializing with other members of the public, trying to look after my mental health, trying to remain productive, taking part in activities. These 2 things help any single person with any form of situation. So if you suffer from truthful domestic violence as a woman or a man these days, or drug and alcohol problems that you have, or even if you have a form of mental health issue, like a mild form of schizophrenia or something like that, anyone, if you went and did something like these community programs that's, like me, may have been under your nose your entire life and you didn't know about, they help a lot. It only cost me $8 to go do my woodwork and use $20,000 worth of power tools in this big room all day long. Well, not all day long, 4 hours. And it was a hell of a lot better 4 hours making the next wooden frame for my next big painting I'm going to do. It was tremendously better than just sitting home in depression, missing my son, and becoming a stereotypical person that gets into substance abuse or suicide because of their depression. So I have to go now, guys. I think my phone is going to die any second now. Sorry for all the ramble if I go in circles. And a gigantic thank you to the many people that are actually subscribing to my channel quicker than I can see. Every single time I have a glance at my YouTube channel that I only started 10 days ago as a way of dealing with my anxiety, and my wife illegally taking my son away from me for the last 2 years, and my wife illegally making false claims about myself that she could be put into jail for 2 years herself if I could prove that they were false. But due to my intellectual disability and my gender of being male and a big 105 kilogram guy compared to my wife, everything she says is just automatically that's it. And I'm just automatically fucked because I'm a guy. And they'll just believe her and just destroy me and my son. Final point, try and finish with positivity. I'll pause for a sec. I can't think of something positive at this second. Give me a moment. My life is pretty difficult at the moment. I'm in this freezing house emergency accommodation. It's so cold inside the house, I can't afford to run the heater, that I just come out like this in my car, and the car heater is magnificent compared to the house, of course. And I just go to the McDonald's every night. I can't get to sleep, missing my son, and just get 2 50-cent ice cream cones and sit in the car park. I've been sitting in here for about 2.5 hours. So you might think that's pathetic, or you might have some sympathy and understand exactly what I'm talking about. I think a lot of people will understand the feeling I'm trying to describe. I bought these things from Bunnings yesterday. There's about $28 worth of screws, and there's another $23 worth of screws roughly, and maybe another $5 worth of washers here. So altogether that's somewhere around $63 worth of stuff that I bought from Bunnings. The reason why I bought it is because I was going to go to the community place I just mentioned with the woodwork today, and I was going to use my own screws and stuff, so I didn't feel guilty taking their free resources, because a lot of people there are just there making little tiny wooden salt and pepper things, whatever you call it, spice racks. But I knew that what I wanted to make was quite big, so I felt guilty taking heaps of wood, so I just bought my own wood and bought my own stuff. Please check out my previous videos looking at me doing my woodwork today in the community centre. I didn't get to display much because I had to respect people's privacy. When I go back there next Wednesday, I'm going to walk around when they have their coffee break or before they turn up and show you where I'm doing my woodwork. I'm trying to keep myself as occupied and busy as possible to deal with my extreme anxiety and depression, missing my son, and my wife abusing me and my rights, literally hitting me, leaving marks on my chest, but I don't go to the police because she's a woman and I'm a guy. And not only is it embarrassing and demeaning, but no matter how insane she was, I just wanted to stay with her because I believe I'm intelligent, and I'm like a 65-year-old mature man that just knows you need to persevere and keep dealing with those things, and that if you can handle the pain of your wife hitting you, you should stay with her forever because it means absolutely nothing. The little red mark on your chest for a few hours compared to your son not having his mother and father stay together and be happy and take him everywhere and teach him everything together. So that's what I did. Even though after the birth of our first child, and we'd been together for 6.5 years, my wife quite literally went mentally insane and became abusive and extremely paranoid and obsessively controlling to unimaginable levels. Even when we eat dinner, she'd get psychotically violent about. After the birth of our first child, and religion just melted her mind. But thank you, subscribers. I think a lot of people out there are making me think that I'm not full of shit and I am just an honest person, and they understand that I have no form of privacy or dignity left, and I can't get embarrassed because losing your child and the one you love is tremendously more painful than doing stuff like this and possibly getting embarrassed by random strangers talking about you on Facebook or YouTube. Any form of theoretical possible public embarrassment means nothing to me. Nothing. 0.1%. I don't care compared to the pain and suffering of missing my wife and my son. So thank you, new subscribers. Every time I look, it's new. Last time I looked, it said 18. And at the beginning of the day, I think it said 11. In just one day, there's been 7, I guess. Thank you, guys. It's very supporting. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the subscriptions. And I hope some of you guys will hang around and keep watching my videos. And one of the subscribers even posted me a comment saying, hey, if you're looking for employment and you feel guilty, Danny, sitting on the NDIS, with the government announcing they want to give you a $200,000 plan for the next 12 months in looking after you with your form of disability, I said, I feel really guilty about that. I don't want the money very aggressively. I'm insulted by it. And I described in some of my last videos how I just want normal employment, working a shit job at Coles, stacking shelves, stereotype. And the woman said she had some form of employment possibly offering to me. I don't know if she's just gossiping on YouTube without thinking. I don't know if she even lives in Adelaide, South Australia. But whatever your name is, I'll just call you Betty. Betty, if you watch this video and you're the person that posted the comment, let me know if you live in South Australia. Let me know if you're legitimate. And let me know if you want to help me come off the NDIS and give me my first form of employment I've ever had that's official in my entire fucking life. The only people I've ever been able to work for with the stereotype of epilepsy I have against myself is working cash in hand for a Chinese business, paying less than minimum wage. But forgetting about myself, if there's any way I can get my son back, it's from trying to get money and get the best lawyer possible. Try and get my single 1% of my separation settlement 2 years ago from my wife and my son back, some form of custody, and get to see him hopefully at least every second weekend. Anyway, my phone's about to die. Thank you, guys. Again, thank you to all the subscribers. It's not bullshit. You do really make me feel stronger and encourage me to keep going. I might get another 2, a third and a fourth 50-cent ice cream cone before I head home. Every single one of the comments I get from a nice person, it gives me at least an hour or 2 worth of personal strength to keep going. So thank you, guys. Please keep subscribing. Please keep giving me your nice comments of encouragement and any ideas you may have. And a chick with a job, if you're legit, let me know. Send me a message. I'll come work for you instantly. Now I will have my third and my fourth 50-cent ice cream cone. I'm going to go home, and just like nearly every night in pain missing my son, I'm going to see if coming here was enough to make me tired to get to sleep when I get home. I'm not upset with my wife. She's already with another man. She may even be pregnant with a man, but I'm not a stalker. I don't dig for her on Facebook. I don't try to see what she looks like, and I don't try to see what her guy looks like, and I don't try to see if she's pregnant, because I know with a logical brain that I think I'm smart. I know that that would only cause more pain towards myself. So I just ignore her. I also know from logic that if a woman truly had any respect for me, my wife, and any love remaining, the best thing to do would be not to talk to her much, to make her realize her own mistake, to make her realize her own personal need to who she threw away, And if it was there, she'd come back and find me all by herself if she wants to. So I'm not going to pursue her in any way. And when I get my son back one day, if he says, "Why are you and mummy and daddy not together?" I'll just tell him, well, modern people, they split up quite often. And they get really scared commonly all the time these days, JJ. But daddy's like a really old-fashioned guy, like the sort that used to have the horse and cart. And daddy just thinks that if you marry a woman, you're meant to have thought about it for a very long time before you did it. And you're meant to want to have 6 or 7 or 8 kids with them like they did in the past in the Wild West, early settlers. And you're meant to know that you're going to stay with them forever. That's what daddy did, and daddy was going to stay with mummy forever, even if she did anything bad. Daddy was never going to imagine leaving her for a single second, and daddy was going to give you a lot of full-blood brothers and sisters to have a mountain of fun with and go camping around Australia never-endingly. On a positive final note, Australia is a magnificent place. I'm in depression missing my son, but the NDIS is overwhelmingly supporting me with 200 grand that I don't even want of suggested support budget. I don't want that, South Australian citizens. I don't want it at all. But I guess doing anything to get my son back is better than just being on my own and rotting in silence with no one knowing. So I'm going to ask my NDIS provider what the hell this 200k is for, and is there anything I can use to get my son back, or make myself look better with a better house, with a better job, any job, to get my son back, look better to a judge in the future. Sorry guys, I'm only making these videos for the people that are kind-hearted and listen to the whole thing and understand what I'm going through. I gotta shut up and go. Thanks guys. Every single time you comment and every time there's a subscriber, I know I'm not crazy and there's people out there that understand my pain I go through every hour of every day. I'll go get me ice cream cones and go home for the second time, and I'll try and see if I can fall asleep with the never-ending pain of every single hour of every single day of my life for the last 2 years. There is not one single day that has ever gone by where I haven't been close to tears in incredible pain missing my son, with my wife psychotically breaking the rules of the system, abusing my rights, and being so psychotic she will not let me talk to my son on a telephone, and she will not even let my son receive his big Lego brick birthday present that I bought for struggling with money a day ago. I could have risked putting the Lego brick on her doorstep or sending it to her in the mail, but I just know she'd try and get me arrested for it, so I can't. So to my son JJ, in final words, Daddy's got your Lego brick, and you were 4 years old yesterday. I love you. You're a big boy. And I hope I get to give you your Lego brick before you're 7. And I hope Daddy gets to take you rock climbing and teach you how to build things out of wood. And don't tell Mummy. We might even get a little motorbike and go have some fun in the dirt. Just tell Mummy the bruises come from playing with the kids on the playground and not from Daddy getting the motorbike. Love yous all guys. Love you my son, and public, please continue to support me. Please continue to subscribe and try and help me stay undepressed and mentally powerful. Please help me increase my confidence to remain strong. Please just help me be a better, stronger person so that I remain motivated to get my son back. Love you JJ, love you all. Bye. Thanks guys.